Hello, everyone. Welcome to the equipment list for engineering problem solving. I'm going to kind of go through the list real quick, and then I have a lot of it here to show you the physical stuff. In addition to the physical stuff, you're going to need access to Excel and Word and AutoCAD and some 3D printing. Don't buy AutoCAD. I have a free license. We'll download it when we need it. And don't buy these two either, the Microsoft Suite. The college has free versions. I think it's Suite 365, so don't buy anything. But if you can start to work on downloading it, that would be good. 3D printing, we have a 3D printer, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But this is engineering problem solving, so we're going to use a lot of different things to solve problems. So that's the fun part of the class. All right, let me get to the equipment list. Here is the list. It's on Blackboard. You can look through it, but just words on a piece of paper doesn't always kind of tell you what you need. So I want to go through it. So I think I have everything in front of me that is on this list, hopefully. So we'll see. So I'm going to take this camera and kind of spin it around and make it look at the ground. Hopefully not upside down. And we'll start with the engineering comp paper. So that's the green paper that you see here. And you need to get some. So we have kind of a shadow thing going on. So I'll kind of take it back a little. There we go. Get a whole pad because you'll use it in a lot of classes. That's this paper here. It's gridded. We work on the non-gridded side, but the grid comes through. I don't know if you can actually see that. The grid comes through and you can actually draw some decent sketches and diagrams. Here you can just see I've been working on some stuff on my engineering comp paper, and this is what you'll be doing too. So get the green paper and use it. Try to stay within the borders, right? And again, work on the side that does not have the grid, not the side with the grid. So like I've done here. All right. Most of this you can get at Office Max and Office Depot. So scales, you're going to need two scales. You're going to need these are called triangle scales, right? Because they look like triangles. You can kind of see that. And on each side of the scale has a different measurement. And we'll go over this when I get to it, right, in the class. So you'll get it much more in depth. But what you need is you need an architect's scale. I think you can see that it says architect on there, right? Architect, yep. So that's, 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, that kind of thing. And you need an engineer's scale. So this one actually says engineer's scale. So stay away from the combos. Those have both on them, and that just gets confusing. This is a shorter one. I recommend the full 12-inch one. I don't know if you can see, this one's much longer, 12 inches. But engineer's scale, so engineer's scale is broken into tenths. So tenths of an inch. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10. That's different than 1/16, quarters, and eighths, right? So we need both scales. You could get a metric one also if you wanted to prepare for that, but we can also just do the metric calculations ourselves. Then you will need a calculator, scientific calculator of any kind. Mine happens to be an HP, but you should get the kind you can use and operate, right? That's all I care about. It doesn't have to be an HP, it can be a TI. And if you have a math class, it should be a TI because I think they're using that. All right, so a calculator that you can operate, that's what you want. Not something that's all fancy that you don't know how to operate, okay? All right, so we need that. You'll need triangles. So you need a 45. So that's 45 and 45 and a 90. And you'll need a 30, 60, 90. So these two triangles. They don't have to be this big. I think these are 6-inch. This is a 4-inch. A 4-inch is big enough. So this is a 45, 4-inch. I don't have a 30, 60, 90. But you will need two triangles. You will need some tape. Doesn't need to be wide like this, but this is blue painter's tape, right? And the advantage to blue painter's tape is you can stick it down, and then later you can peel it up. Oh, that did tear it, but a lot of times it doesn't tear it. I guess it would on this green paper. But we're going to also use bond paper, regular white bond paper that I think I'm going to get to you folks. I'll probably mail it unless you already have it. But we need some kind of tape. Masking tape is more sticky. Blue tape, painter's tape is better. So again, not this thick. It can be like an inch or less because we just use a little piece in the corner, right? Just a little piece in the corner is what we use to tape it down. All right, what else? Some kind of an eraser is good. Pencils. All different kinds of pencils out there, and I just brought a whole bunch. That's not a pencil, and that's not a pencil. We want to work in pencil. You'll see often I work in pen with color, and that's just so it's easier for you to see. But you're going to work in pencil. And what you want is a good comfortable pencil. This is a mechanical pencil. I like it because it's nice and big, and I can grab it and use it comfortably for lettering. And also drawing, which we're going to do. You can use regular pencils if you'd like. You just got to keep them sharp. I don't really care for these kind of mechanical pencils because the erasers are so small that they just disappear, right? You always find them like this, which is gone. So I prefer these kind of pencils. They twist, and the eraser gets longer, and it has a lot of eraser in it, so they're very handy. But that's just my personal preference. All right. And again, you just click it to get it out of there, right? All right, so some mechanical pencils. This one I think I had on the job, so it's not cooperating with going back down. So that's, of course, wonderful. All right, we're going to take it apart, do some fixing there. Protractor. So protractors measure angles. So when we're doing manual drawing, which we're starting with some manual drawing, we can use a protractor to lay it on a line and then measure an angle. So we will use protractors to find angles. Circle template would be good. This one's a little bigger than we need. This one is, what is it? A 1/16 of an inch to 1 7/8. So this is a little larger than we need, but it is nice to have a circle template when you want to draw a circle. That's very difficult to do by hand, right? But with a circle template, we can just go right around. All right, so a circle template. You know, an 1/8 to 3/8 is probably fine. For larger arcs and circles, we typically use a compass, but I'm not going to make you buy one of those. These are handy. It's optional. It's an erasing shield. So you can lay it down and you can use it to so here you can see I have a little mistake that I want to get rid of. So I can take a portion of the erasing shield and place it and erase and kind of surgically remove some lead. Looks like I actually scarred the paper there. All right, so erasing shield, optional. Last thing is the T-square. So I'm going to go back to full screen here. All right. So T-square, we have these at the college. So this is a T-square, and it's going to lay on the table and make a straight line, right? So if you have a table with a straight edge, and most of us have tables with straight edges, this can lay down, and then this becomes a straight horizontal, and then we put a triangle on to make a vertical, right? Called a T-square. These are pretty long. We don't need them this long, right? But I have these available at the college, so I can, I'm going to chop one down for me. I could chop one down for you, or I could leave it full length. And then we're going to set up a time for you to come get it from the college. We'll have to do all kinds of safety precautions for that. Or you can send me your address and I will mail it to you. So we can do that either way. I think that's pretty much it for equipment. If I think of other things, I will post it on the homepage. All right, take care.